If you look at, my SoundCloud page or my collective, if you look at our Spotify or iTunes and stuff like that, we only have a few things released. And, I'm just a super perfectionist. Like, nothing is ever good enough. I feel like it's never right. Or it's never, like, I'm always too thinking, like, it needs more, or maybe I could express myself better on this, or, maybe I could change this and deliver it better. There's always something, there's always just something that I can tweak and make better before it's...
So that's kind of an interesting conversation. Let's dig into that just a little bit, because from an artist perspective, just hearing from another artist about their process, I think, is always a cool thing. But, like, are you focusing, when you're trying to sort of polish it or perfect it from your view, are you focusing on the vocals, on the layers?
Well, it depends. Like, I'm really focused on everything, the whole sound, especially when I'm in the studio with my engineer and, we're making something from scratch. It's one thing, to have a producer send you a beat and them ask you to send back a demo, but it's another thing, to be in the studio and make something from scratch. And it's just, I feel like it's more of an involved process, when you start out with nothing. And it's just, so I feel like it deserves more attention. I apologize.
Yeah. When we played it back for the community just then, were you being critical of yourself again?
Absolutely, yeah.
What were you listening for? What did you hear? I
was 100% ready to not even send that track, to be honest. I don't think that it's. Wow. I don't think that it's prepared to be listened to. But I just kind of had to push myself into it.
Yeah.
As I'm sure you can tell when we spoke about it, I'm still pretty nervous. So I'm nervous about expressing myself in general, I suppose. Unless I can actively see the people in front of me, then it's like, I don't know. I'm not getting any feedback. So
right.
I want to know.
Right.
I want to know what you think and how you feel.
Well, I appreciate you being vulnerable here, because I know, like, going live for a perfectionist is...
It's it's hard. It's I'm sure my heart's beating through my chest right now. You might be able to hear it in the mic. But yeah, I feel like this is something I'm going to have to get over or get through or get used to if I want to be an artist. And that's what I want to do.
So we have several pieces. We're going to play them throughout the breaks and after the show, but maybe talk to me a little bit about how you came to do what you do, the music that you do, how it started, and how you've gotten to where you are now.
Honestly, I think, and this is funny that I still remember this, I think the first time I ever tried to write a song and, like, expressed it to anyone, I remember I was in 6th grade, and it was about George Bush, and it was about my political views. I have no idea.
Surprised me there. I knew it was going to be middle school somehow. In my heart, I knew it was going to be middle school.
I mean, that was the first time I actually, like, came out and was like, told people around me, like, hey, I wrote this song, and, like, actually tried to, deliver it to people and stuff. But yeah, it was about my political views and about how I shaped my own political views, and it wasn't a fact, like, something that was crafted by my mother. It's not like a view that was shaped by my mother or anything like that. I had a lot of freedom of thought growing up, which I'm very thankful for. But yeah, it was just super interesting, and my mom was like, and I even remember at the time being like, why are you doing this? Like, go outside and play.
Wondering
or something.
To yourself?
Yeah, like, what makes you want to sit down and write about your political views? Like, because at the time I wasn't aware of any platforms, to really, like, speak to people about it. So it's, I don't know, it was just it still is, like, weird why I would want to do that.
Do you still have it?
No, not at all.
Not even in your head?
Not even close.
Oh.
No, I've filled up so many notebooks since then. I'm so far away from that.
So then pull us forward. So you started with?
Well, I started with
a flow about George W. Bush.
Yeah.
And then
my political views.
Right.
And then, obviously it just got, music has progressed a lot since then. Would have been like 2005 or something like that, I think. Music has progressed a lot since then. Platforms with which to share music has progressed a lot. style, everything about music, all
Right.
sorts of genres as well, has changed a lot. So I don't know. I just followed it. I've always followed music throughout my life. I have a condition that's like in the summer keeps me inside. It's called ectodermal dysplasia. So like basically, I don't have the physical ability to sweat. So I was always like cooped up in the house in the summer, like watching my other friends, play outside and stuff
Right.
like that. I can't regulate heat, so I couldn't go outside. So I had to
Right.
find other ways to pass the time and stuff like that. And it ended up being mostly listening to music, and then it turned into, well, I can probably do this too. I've listened to all the, great artists and stuff like that. And that was, growing up, I had a pretty serious guidance through hip hop. My father guided me a lot and showed me what real hip hop was about.
Right.
Not necessarily just rap. There's a big difference between hip hop and rap. So yeah, he helped show me that and kind of mold my style and my taste in music.
You and G
nowadays.
could have a long conversation about the
Yeah, I was gonna
distinctions
say,
between
who are your
hip.
influencers? Who are your? Let me guess. Your dad might be 45, 50 years old.
Who's that? Oh no, man, he's 40. He's got to be 42, 3.
42.
Yeah.
So my age.
Yeah. So, like the first CD, and I tell the story a lot. The first CD I ever got was Chitlin Circuit by Little Brother
Oh yeah.
and
Ninth Wonder.
rapper Big Pooh. Yeah. And I stole it out of his car because I remember we had went to see a movie or something, and we were on the way back, and Third Party played off of that album. Great song.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yo, like this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, can you burn this CD for me? He's like, no, your mom will be super mad.
Yeah.
Can't do it. And I was like, all right. So I waited till he went to sleep, snuck down into the garage and took it out of his Honda Civic. Went back upstairs, blasted it when he went to work.
Well, I'm really happy that we've passed some of this down because, as you probably know, if that kind of stuff influenced your style, like that's way different than what's out right now. And Lisa and I always talk about how I hate everything that's out right now.
Yeah, see,
And I don't. And
that brings me back to the conversation about the difference between hip hop and rap.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Rap it's fun, and it can be entertaining and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it's not lasting. It's not, if you ask me, it's not like an art form. And I always quote this. I don't know who it is that originally said it, but hip hop is rap minus the lies. It's super simple.
Yeah.
Minus the lies.
yeah.
Wow, that's
Because
profound.
most of that stuff is studio produced.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a story it's a narrative that
Right.
the music label wants to.
Yeah, I'm looking
So-
to exactly. It's it's a persona that they're trying to fill, that somebody wrote up and was like, yo, this will sell. That's rap.
Right.
Hip hop is somebody being an artist and expressing themselves. And
Right.
Trying
There's
to-
more room for that now that there's less gatekeepers.
I hope so.
Right?
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I haven't been actually deeply involved in the music industry for very long, so I hope that is the case.
Right. I got from you, though, in our earlier conversation that you have kind of a personal discipline around your work. Like you do it on the regular and you have a space for it dedicated. And
yeah,
so
I have a home.
Talk about that a little bit.
I have a home recording setup that I've been pouring pretty much all of my income into since I was like 16.
Wow.
And I just built this computer so that I can run all my programs and stuff like that, and not have to worry about just not have to worry about having better equipment. Like I just been trying to put all my money into my equipment so that I don't have to worry about having better equipment, and I can get a professional sound right here at home.
Right.
And I don't have to pay an engineer or something like that. And then I can also, it just betters my craft. It helps me learn. I can pass it down. Mm-hmm. Like there's a lot that can be done. So I've just right now I mostly work with an artist actually that I went to high school with called D. Reed. Great engineer, great producer, great guy, great artist. He's a really good writer. He's better than me for sure.
He's better than you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. off the top of the head. Super good dude.
So does he make his own music too as well?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So maybe you'll make a connection, and we can have him come on the show too.
Yeah, definitely.
We're trying not to leave any stone unturned.
Yeah,
in Kansas City.
I'm very with that.
That's my goal.
I'm behind that.
Okay.
But yeah, and he lives in my neighborhood too, so it's super simple. I just drive a couple blocks down the street.
And then you work together.
Yeah, and we work. He's got a great setup. His parents have been helping him out with it, I think, or something like that. But he's been working hard. He's in school. Yeah, great engineer, great producer, great artist. And then another engineer that I work with is my business partner, KT. KT Music, also a great dude. Shouts out to KT. Very close friend, very long time friend. Great producer, really great producer. I'm actually really mad at him right now, and I have to say this on live because we recorded a song the night before last for this interview, and we were like, let's just try something experimental. Like, let's do some radio type song,
right?
But still keep it
right. Something you wouldn't have to edit. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Something I wouldn't have to edit. And so I was like, all right, and kind of, let's give it some juke too. Let's try and get people to move. And he puts together this great instrumentation, great, and I'm just feeling it. It's awesome.
Right.
And then, we just ended up laying it down. I think we spent so much time on this track. I passed out in the middle of us working on it. It was pretty funny.
For us, G.
When I woke up, him and my friends that were there with us, they definitely had some things to say about that. They thought it was pretty funny.
Wow. So is it in the lineup that you gave us?
No, it's not. This is why I'm angry. I blew him up all day.
I figured there had to be a story.
Yeah, I blew him up all day yesterday. Like, yo, send me that track.
We'll have to get the exclusive.
He's just too busy for me. He's too good.
Too busy for you.
Yeah, he's too good.
All right. Well, we're gonna call him out here.
Yeah. Let's.
Like, where's the track?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Where is it?
We need it.
KT. Supposed to be here. Today.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll post it as a follow-up, maybe.
There you go.
There we go.
That would be nice.
Right. Cool.
Let's take a break.
Yeah, let's take a quick break. This is Lisa and Joey the Saint on The Blend at 1 Kansas City Radio.
You're listening to KONNLP, Kansas City, 100.1 FM. Showcasing and representing Kansas City artists right here on 1 Kansas City Radio. You heard?
Somebody show me signs that I'm down, and I don't know what to do. I never experienced anything like this before. Maybe because when I think it's kind of funny that I done seen jail, been in the pen, and I remember the feeling when I first stepped in. I know when if I'm gonna make it through. Look, I battle addiction and turn to war with depression, constant attacks from my anxiety. I feel like I'm surrounded on all fronts. Thing is, I can say I've never stepped up to something quite like this before. Somebody show me a sign. I've been stumbling all over the lines. I got nothing but straight trouble on my mind. Can't rewind. I gotta change my stride. Need to save my life. I gotta be a man. I hope I finally understand. Somebody show me signs that I'm down, and I don't know what to do. I never experienced anything like this before. Maybe because when I put myself on this path, and I don't know where it goes, but I'ma walk alone, do my best to spread love and continue to grow. Set goals, succeed, so one day I can see the end of this road, so I can go home and show my mama I'm a man. For you to see it, man. Yeah, I'm sorry I've been slacking, but I lay out to the end. I'ma show them how to win and give it back what she did. I'ma show them how to win and give it back what she did.
All right, this is Lisa, and I have Joey the Saint today, and we're kind of digging into his work and his sound and some of his projects. So that piece that was playing at the break, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, that was it's actually not named by me. It's called Brand New. It's named by its producer KT, who we were just talking about, KT Music. Shouts out to him, good friend, brother, like a brother. Yeah, it's produced by him. Tried to call him all morning, like I said, to figure out what the name of that singer so I could plug him in, on here, make sure they got their credit, but wasn't able to get a hold of him. So
We'll get the credit up later. You can text it to us.
Definitely a great singer, and that piano in that track gets me every time. Like I love that. I love that instrumentation.
So I'm glad you went there because I wanted to kind of talk to you about your sound.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it is really unique, and you can't say that very often. It doesn't sound like anybody else that I know of, and I know that G kind of probed you a little bit about your influencers, but talk to me about how you got to that sound.
To be honest, I can't. I think about it all the time, and I appreciate you saying that it sounds unique because to me, I feel like I could still do some more individualization with my sound, but I kind of I like to take it slow, and then I also like to throw some surprises in there too. And then I also have a whole other persona. When I just do this with my friends. I don't talk about it or release music under this name, but it's my video game name. Like on the video game, my name is Jody Senpai, and I just took that name and was like, okay, like, let me just make this my rapper persona. That way, it's not tied into
Joey the Saint.
Exactly. Me as an artist, it's not tied to me at all. And
Right.
I can just have fun. Just like I said, rap is entertaining and it's fun and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's not lasting music. But like I said, it's still fun. So.
But you've done some stuff under that name as well.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't know this, but we actually got 2 artists in one space today.
You got one artist and kind of a rapper. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's more too. We'll talk about that later. But
yeah, I try and not put myself in a box. But at the same time, I do have subject matter that I want to touch on before I kind of expand or speak on anything else. So, I'd like to speak on and you can hear it in my songs with pretty much any song that I brought today. I speak on what I've been through, what got me here, how I feel today, how I felt before, and how creating and making art, just being creative in general, just having a creative mind helped me get away from my old habits and mindset.
So a moment ago you talked about somebody bringing sort of like a beat, right? So I'm curious, when you start composing, are you thinking in terms of like lyrics or beat first?
It depends. Before, I always knew that I didn't want to be like the face of anything. I never wanted to be, I wanted to be in the background.
Right.
Before, and this is me thinking at, that 6th grade stage where I'm writing about George Bush. That's why I'm like, why are you doing this?
Right.
I always knew that I wanted to be somewhere with music.
Right.
I just didn't know where. And so I think by 15, I decided that place was to be a producer, making instrumentation, because I felt like that's what I connected with the most was the instrumentation, and then the lyrics.
Right.
And I still feel that way to a point, I guess, depending on the artist, depending on the instrumentation and stuff like that. But yeah, I lost my train of thought a little bit there, to be honest.
Words versus music. So it sounds like it's mostly the music first.
Yeah, usually. Well,
like a beat or a tune comes in your head?
It depends. Like, I'll have an idea and then just immediately want to sit down and try and chase this idea. And I might sit there for 5 minutes and throw it away, or I might sit there for 3 hours and keep it, or I might sit there for 3 or 4 hours and throw it away.
Right.
Like I said, I'm a perfectionist, so it's like, if it doesn't sound exactly like what I was feeling,
right?
When it popped into my head, then I don't.
Right.
I just throw it in the vault and come back to it later when I finally find something that I can use it for.
I think that's That's a common, but maybe not so popularly known concept of the fact that, like, you may hear 5 songs from an artist, but behind the 5 are, like, perhaps 500 that just didn't ever, like, come off the page.
Definitely. To put it into perspective, Without You, which is, it's like my, I wouldn't say, it's like my, I guess you could say it's a single. It's produced by Mike Parbizzi. It's part of Team B Supreme. And super good guy. I remember when I sent it to him, I recorded this track actually a year and a half ago. Almost 2 years. 2 years ago. I remember when I sent it to him, he responded immediately and was like, yeah, it's super cool. I've never heard anybody on this instrumentation or with this type of delivery. And it was just really cool to hear back from him because he's definitely he's a great artist, great at instrumentation, and yeah, it was just very cool to hear back. It gave me a whole lot of,
Feedback on it?
Well, yeah, but the feedback, it gave me more drive to really put myself into it and put myself into music in general.
So how long did it take you as a perfectionist to get that from
that track?
From the moment where you started jotting things down on a piece of paper to
so that track,
you sent it to me in the car, you felt like it's done.
That track I literally,
I'll share that.
At the time I was in a work release program and I was on the I was in the county transport back to the work release den, and was literally just jotting this down randomly in this notebook, and I just pocketed it, crumbled it up, threw it away when I got to my room, or to my, and then it popped into my head like 2 months later. I'm still in the work release program, so I was going to this, to the Johnson County Library. They have a free studio there that you can use. They have Pro Tools, and it's a decent setup. And I went there and used their equipment, to record this track. I had one day, I did it in, an hour segment studio time, and that was it.
That was it?
That was it. After I exported the MP3, it's a public library, so I didn't want to leave my work
right
saved
there.
On the,
right.
on the hard drive or anything like that. So I deleted it and tried to save the Pro Tools file to my Google Drive, but did not work since I don't own Pro Tools. So I tried to reopen it, and it just wouldn't allow me to do it. I was like, I guess that's that song. It took me probably 30 minutes to record, spent maybe 10 minutes on mixing. Turned out all right.
Wow.
All right.
Sometimes it just happens.
Yeah, I think that track I think I relate to more than others. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like that's a track that I'll almost always be able to relate to. Well, I hope I won't always be able to relate to it. It's kind of a sad song.
It is a little bit. Songs. I was thinking about that as you said it.
But yeah,
but for the moment, it's
something I'll definitely always be able to reflect on.
Yeah,
and feel, internally. So yeah, I was just like super ready to, and I remember bringing it to my creative director and being like, "Yo, what do you like? Let's make a video for this. This is so cool to me."
Right,
and,
right.
Yeah, we shot a video.
Who did your video work?
His name is Kindu the Stampede.
Kindu the Stampede?
Yeah.
Nice.
And he also runs Caviar and High Frequency.
Okay.
Amazing artist. And he's always, like passing down knowledge and, giving the game to me as well. Whenever I come to him with ideas and stuff like that, because he's been all the way through all of it. Starting your brand, doing the freelance work as an artist and stuff like that. And so he's always just giving me knowledge. Super good dude. I appreciate you, man. Kindu. Thank you for just being alive. I appreciate you very much. Yeah.
It's a good song.
So we just kind of collaborated on that idea.
Yeah, I really vibe it.
So you ready for the live show yet?
Live show?
Yeah, your live show.
Yeah.
Like performing?
Always.
Cool.
I just don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm going to have to come with something different if I want to do a live show. Exactly. I don't want to get on stage and sing sad songs.
You can.
Yeah.
But just not everyone.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. Right. I'm going to have to put a mask on and be Jody Senpai for a little bit.
There you go.
And then
there you go.
this joint is saying or something like that. Yeah.
Again, the audience might have the same feeling that I do. It's like 2 for the price of 1. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was going to get 2 artists today.
Hopefully. Yeah.
But I did. So you brought up something in talking about that particular song and how, Without You, and how you recorded it at a public library,
Yeah.
and you didn't want to leave it there. The notion of sort of protecting your work.
Yeah.
So talk about that a little bit. Like how what do you keep in mind, and what?
So this is something that I've struggled with for a very long time, and I'm not sure why, but it's something that's always happened to me. Me and a very close friend of mine and I, we've been recording since I was 16. Started recording when I was 16. I had a MacBook at the time. No, I had actually just an HP. HP Slimline. And we used that for a while, trying to use Fruity Loops 12 and recording and doing stuff like that, and trying to teach ourselves how to use it. And then finally got a MacBook, started using GarageBand, and started making like really good tracks, quality sounding tracks. And very quickly, that laptop got stolen. We had 2 albums worth of
Tracks.
yeah, oh yeah, a whole bunch. And very quickly, that laptop got stolen. And then the next thing, a friend of mine is like, yo, I'm so sorry. You know, take my laptop and use this, keep making music. And that ended up getting broken after we're like an album in, and
Right.
we're taking it more seriously and, you know, getting deeper into the work, obviously, because we're learning more, so it's sounding better and better. And we're taking more time with it and, you know, really perfecting our craft. That laptop ends up getting broken. We lose all that music.
Ouch.
Yeah, and then this last time that I had to go to jail, the same friend left with that HP computer and just took the music with him back out of state.
So you've lost music
A lot.
several times.
Yeah. So
No one's necessarily sort of like reproduced it out from under you, but is
no, I
that a
wouldn't say
concern?
that. No, and I wouldn't say that's a concern either, because I don't think that you can. I mean, depending on how you feel about the subject and stuff like that, like it's not the same. You know, if you didn't write it, I don't feel like you can get behind the words as much.
Right.
But yeah, I still definitely like to keep my ideas. I think it's more for me because I'm like self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
than protective over it. You know, I'd just rather people not hear an unfinished product
Right.
than. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm so much worried about it getting stolen or anything, reproduced from under me or anything like that.
Okay. But
I'm
when
just
you
worried
say
about-
protect it, you're like, I don't want to lose it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose the actual. I can lose the project file. That's fine. I can remake the project, but the MP3, I need that unless I have it written down somewhere or I remember the cadence and the delivery and stuff like that. I need the MP3.
Right.
I can relate. I lost probably about 5 years of beats
Yeah. Wow.
because the computer just crashed, and that was before like
Cloud storage.
USB drives and
Yeah.
things, like just the whole thing crashed. So. But you know, in a weird way, it was kind of good.
Yeah.
Because I could start again.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like. At least when I make tracks, sometimes I get in the same rotation and the same kind of.
This
sound.
thing starts sounding the same. Yeah.
So like when you're forced to
Start from scratch?
start over, maybe that like,
Yeah, it's definitely.
you know.
And this is something that a good friend of mine and photographer, great artist, Wanye, shout out to Wanye, always says. He says, treat every problem like a challenge.
Yeah.
And that's something that I carry with me. Something that I definitely have to pull out of my pocket a lot and be like,
Right.
sure, remember this?
Right.
So,
I always look for the lesson.
yeah,
Look
you
for
know,
lessons.
there's always a silver line, as corny as that is. It's definitely there.
Yeah, you can get something out of it if you want to.
Yeah.
Right.
You just got to look at it from the right perspective.
Yeah. So, so twice you lost it. Now you have a safer
have.
way of storing your music, so you don't have to worry about that in the future.
Yeah, I have my own things that nobody touches, and it's in a place where no one goes. So
Right.
it's under lock and key, that type of thing,
Got it?
long passwords and etc.
Cool. All right, we're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be back. This is Lisa and Joy the Saint on The Blend at One Kansas City Radio.
One Kansas City Radio, bringing together local voices and showcasing the multicultural community in Kansas City.
I can't see for these tears in my eyes. And I can't hear you cause my headphones too loud. Please don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me. Just please don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me. Look. I can't see for these tears in my eyes. And I've been wondering when I might meet my demise. Like I ain't scared, I'll meet you. Make us feel my blood like salt shaking. Never been one to throw it over shoulder. I'm a soldier, well at least that's what I thought until I woke up one day crying and I ain't stopped since, man. I don't even know what time it is. I ain't seen the sun since I don't know when. I've been trapped in this thinking nation, man. Writing rhymes, feeling like I wanna die. And I've been trying to call on friends. But ain't nobody answering. And I just need some calming, man. I just need some calming, man. I've been feeling more alone than at home. And I've been thinking I've been sober for too long. And that's just how I know I need to make some changes. Pick up the pace, and I don't know where this path might take me. I just hope when I get back, I tell my mama that I made it. I just want a place to call home. So until then, I'ma spill it till it's my time to go. Hope you enjoy the show. Pray that I reach your soul. Pray that I reach your soul.
Enjoy the Saint, and we're back on The Blend with One Kansas City Radio, talking about his work. Just heard a song from you. Had
That
some
one.
nice sax playing in the background.
Yeah, that one is called Tears, and it's produced by it's made by a producer from Belgium. His name is Afro, APHROW. Super cool dude. Great music,
Right?
really great. That song literally fell out of me. That's actually a freestyle. Don't quote me on that.
Freestyle?
Yeah.
I got the tracks we can just throw on right now real quick.
Yeah, that song, it poured out of me when I heard that instrumental. So I just downloaded it, dragged it over, recorded it, and sent it, to Afro, to the producer. Heard back from him pretty quick. He liked it, and we started talking and stuff like that. And he sent me he's just sent me a bunch more instrumentals and stuff like that. So
To work with?
yeah, super thankful for the internet.
That's awesome. So that brings me to what I was thinking about next. It's like, what projects do you have sort of on your front burner? And then maybe what dreams do you have on your back burner?
See, right now I'm working on a project called L'Appel du Vide, which is, it's like this French concept. It means, roughly, it translates into the call of the void. And it's like, it's this concept of to put it in like super layman's terms, like the way I first experienced it and the way that I like stumbled across it and started trying to figure out what it was, is like, I remember like climbing buildings just for fun or something like that, or just looking over like a steep edge, a cliff or anything like that. There's always this inherent like urge to jump.
There's a pull.
Yeah. And
Right. I know what you're talking about.
It's not like anything suicidal or anything like that.
No.
But there's something there.
It's like gravity, kind
It's
of.
just the call of the void.
Yeah.
L'Appel du Vide.
So there's a French term for it.
That's what the French culture call it, as I understand it. At
Right.
least. And yeah, that's kind of the project I'm working on now. And I guess I'll let you kind of play with the idea of what concepts might be in there, what subjects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm also working on some tracks with Afro, the producer from Belgium. I'm working with an artist, a lyricist from Macedonia. His name is Shins. Pretty cool. I'm always working with Lost Colony. That's my collective.
Right.
There's a lot of us. You can find us on lostcolony.com or Lost Colony, LOSTCLNY, anywhere. Spotify, iTunes,
Okay.
SoundCloud, everything. See.
Is that where your work is as well? Like where
Yeah,
where
you
people
can
find
find-
Joey the Saint?
Yeah, you can find Joey the Saint on lostclny.com. Yeah, Joey the Saint on Facebook. Joey the Saint, Spotify, iTunes, LOSTCLNY. I'm featured. That's where you get the Jody Senpai persona. I'm featured on a lot of tracks from Lost Colony.
And aesthetically, the Saint is a strike-through font. Is it, you said there's a line through it?
So
Yeah.
the whole concept behind the Joey the Saint thing is that, I'm doing my best
Right.
to be a saint.
Right.
As corny as that sounds as well. But, nobody is.
Yeah.
Nobody's a saint. So, I'm doing my best to spread love and be positive and stay positive, but I'm human. So,
You're speaking back to that perfectionist
Yeah.
part of you too.
yeah,
Like
definitely.
letting go of the fact that like I know I want to be perfect, but I can't be.
Yeah, we all strive for perfection and stuff, but it's always a pursuit.
Yeah. I think you also might like sort of like rewriting things a little
Definitely.
bit because it turned a little bit so people can see we framed you up the wrong way. So I was complimenting him on the patch on his hat earlier and the fact that it had been
not bad.
like revised right from loser to lover, and that was awesome. So
Yeah, that's the Losers Club patch. Super famous. Definitely one of my favorites.
yeah.
But yeah, pretty much all my clothes, I've always tried to change it or customize it, or pretty much anything that I have that's mine. I try to make it more my own, make
Right.
it individual. I like to stand out but blend in at the same time. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I'm really an odd person, to be honest.
I think we all have that
We're
urge a
all
little
odd
bit.
people.
Yeah. It's just how we do it that varies. But I think that is a unique trait. Everybody wants to be unique somehow.
Yeah.
So you went to the clothing. Let's go into that for a little bit. You have also a clothing line.
I do a clothing. Well, we do more than just clothes. Do clothing. Culture and Sound is our handle.
Culture and sound.
Clothing, culture, and sound. Yeah. So
Clothing, culture, and sound.
My goal when I say that is, I want to make expressive clothing.
Uh-huh.
I want to bring together expressive culture, and I want to make sound,
Nice.
music.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you're working on in that line? In the clothing line.
That's definitely something that's on the back burner right now.
Okay.
This is one of my shirts that I did for fall 2018.
Right.
Did pretty well. I don't have anything left, so
It's sold out. That's
Yeah,
a good thing.
That's a good thing.
did pretty well.
Right.
But yeah, it's just it's expressive clothing, and Sad Cat Saints, by the way, is the company name. Let me plug that for myself real quick. And yeah, it's just some sad cats that are trying to be saints. We make a
Gotcha.
little bit of clothes. Yeah.
So where can people find Sad Cat Saints?
SadCatSaints.com, at
Okay.
Sad Cat Saints. I was actually
Gotcha.
super lucky, came up with that handle. Also came up with that while I was in work release. Just not taken anywhere.
Not taken.
Yeah, at all.
Isn't that always a good feeling?
Yeah.
You don't have to
So I
add
have
like a
something
1, 2, 3
original, and
afterwards.
I don't have to, yeah, exactly. Keep it original and super simple. I like simplicity for sure.
Right.
But yeah, you can find it sadcatsaints.com, at sadcatsaints on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So yeah, social media.
So besides the song that you like, you guys got together and produced almost, for this interview. What other things are you working on right now?
Like I said, I'm working on that Lapel du Vide. Working with Afro in Belgium, Shins in Macedonia. Working with Philip in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Great, and these are all producers too. Well, with the exception of Shins. I try and branch out to.
Right.
I like to get different sounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Wherever you touch down in a different place, the music sounds different.
Right.
Anybody locally here?
What's that?
Anybody producer-wise locally here?
Definitely. KT Wanye is a producer that I work with. Me and him often collaborate on production and on lyricism. D Reed, spoke about him, great producer. Yeah.
So are all your pieces, I'm hearing a lot of collaboration, all your pieces, would you consider them always a collaboration?
In terms of instrumentation, I'd say they're 85% collaboration. And then I do these weird, I like to sample a lot.
Right.
I like to take songs and refix them. I never release these, ever.
You never release them?
Never.
Your remixes or whatever?
Yeah, they're for my listening pleasure. Sometimes I release them with my vocals over it. If I do, I don't credit myself, or I don't tell you where it came from.
Right.
Just kind of throw it out there and see how it does. Just throw it in the water, see how it does. But yeah,
What's
I
your
would say,
thinking there, Joey? What's your thinking when you don't tag yourself to it?
I mean, I'm the only artist tagged on it, so yeah, I don't know. I feel like
You're like, this isn't really just me, but it's just a fun thing?
yeah, no, like the refixes and stuff that I do, or the vocals that I do over beats that I made, depending on who it is, if it's like if I do the Jody Senpai rapper persona over it, I might credit myself. But like I feel like I have too many names. Like I could name off a whole lot of names that I've released music under. A couple handfuls worth of names.
Wow. So that in itself has been kind of a process or evolution for you?
Yeah,
You've collected them over time?
Yeah, finding my sound and my niche has definitely been, and it's it's an ongoing process.
Right.
It's never any process.
Right.
But yeah, that's definitely been a very, very big thing that I bounce around with.
Your names?
Yeah, but I've definitely locked in on Joey the Saint.
So you're going to stay put there?
Yeah.
Even though you'll evolve, like, I think all artists evolve.
Yeah, I mean, if I evolve, I might drop the Saint or just drop Joey. I don't know. Saint or
I was just
Joey.
thinking about the sound.
How far you come with the sainthood.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It depends on my apotheosis, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, what are some you talked about when we had a conversation prior to the show, the fact that you have a pretty large affiliation of like the music community. Is there anybody beyond who you've mentioned who you work directly with that you'd like to give a shout out to, or maybe raise our interest to bring in?
I feel like I'm going to end up feeling... Yeah, I definitely...
Like you left somebody out?
I definitely do. There's a lot of great artists right now in Kansas City. Kansas City is definitely happening right now. If somebody tells you the music scene isn't happening, they're looking in the wrong places. Don't listen.
Right. Because you feel like you're thriving?
Yeah. I mean, I see it every day.
Right.
You know, on the way here, I just got blown up by, a great artist. His name is Ashawn. He's getting ready to drop a track. I see it every day. And then a buddy I went to high school with, actually, Justin Fetzer, So. He's doing his thing right now. Definitely doing his thing. Let's see, who else? Everybody from NA. Shout out you guys. Eshawn, Roth Kids, everybody at the basement, Moniker. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm gonna feel bad after this,
right? Because you'll forget somebody.
Yeah,
we'll have one more break, and you can throw some in later.
I'm gonna get home, and somebody's gonna be like, "Yo,
why didn't you mention me?
Why didn't you? We work every day.
How could you forget me?"
And I'm gonna be like, man.
Well, hold that thought.
Okay.
We're going to go to a quick break, and then we'll come back. Maybe you'll think of some while on the
Hopefully,
break. But you know what? Nobody's perfect. Right? All right. We're going to go to a quick break. This is Lisa on One Kansas City Radio.
My heart on my collar, there's blood on my sleeves. I got Got blocks in my chakras. I toss in my sleep, all I dream of is your face. Sometimes I can't breathe, how do I make this go away? I know I've asked before, but I just need some relief. I know I've said it before, I think I might collapse on the floor if I can't have you here. I think I'll be forever alone. I just want to call your phone, but I know that's not me thinking clear. I know that my emotions, they tend to get the best of me, but you took my heart and left the rest with me. How was I supposed to keep moving? My blood went cold, I was too numb to feel. You get a hold of my soul, so I destroy all that I know, and now I am building a palace of gold within me and without you. Yeah. Yeah. My heart on my collar, there's blood on my sleeves. I got blocks in my chakras. I toss in my sleep. Joey, Sad Cat Saints. Yeah, without you.
You're listening to One Kansas City Radio. One Radio, One Kansas City.
Dad! Come on! Over here! Look at this, Dad! Over! Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, biking, fishing, or camping. Or do your own thing when you get there with family and friends. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
This your boy Rita K. You are now tuned in live to One Kansas City Radio, 100.1 FM.
All right, this is Lisa with Joey the Saint on The Blend, and we're back talking about his work. Just heard a couple of your songs at the break. Without You.
Without You, yeah.
Without You is the one we've been talking about sort of throughout the show, and the one that you sort of introduced yourself to me with. That was the first one that you sent me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a video, actually. The
Yeah.
video is really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shouts out again to Kendu.
Yeah.
That's all him.
I'm also curious about who did your makeup. Was that you?
That's actually that was like a last minute.
No way.
Because like I said, it was a super last minute thing. Because I always, like I said, I never wanted to be the face
Right.
of things. So I kind of wanted to figure out a way to cover up my face some way. So I was like, I asked his partner to like get her mascara and give me tears or something like that.
Right.
And that's what she came up with. So I was like, yeah, let's run it. Let's do it.
Aesthetically, it was intriguing.
I got a lot of interesting comments about it from my friends.
So I have a question for you. So, again, back in my time, this was before you could shoot a video on your own and before you could do all this stuff. And I see there's tons of content out there, and I always wonder, like how are they shooting that stuff? Like, I know they're just like, most people are probably just picking a scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not getting a permit. They're not like making
No.
sure people are not
Right.
coming by and disturbing the scene. Like, how stressful, hard, easy is it to like just like pull up to a scene and be like, all right, we're gonna start recording?
I mean, it depends. Like, you definitely have to plan it out to a certain extent, but really it all comes down to like your level of professionalism. Like, how well can you plan it, and then how professional do you look when you get there? Because if you look professional, or if you're operating in a professional manner, people tend to just stay out of the way.
Okay.
But if you look like you're just somebody who pulled up with a camera and you're shooting something that you're like kind of half into, people are not going to get out of the way.
I should have took that advice when I was doing my graffiti. Like, just act like I was here.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be
Confidence is key. Confidence is key.
You were commissioned.
Yeah, exactly.
But I always wonder that because, occasionally I'll see some people out shooting, and I'm thinking, oh, like it's a model, and then like I get closer, I'm like, this isn't like a model. They're like just doing something like here organically.
Yeah,
or
it's
maybe
really
not organically, but it looks organic.
I
It's really
contribute to
interesting.
that sometimes. Like, I have a couple of artists that, when my Ubering, if I find myself driving through what looks like aesthetically a great frame, then I'll take a picture, map pin it, and send it to them. Like,
Oh,
there's a
that's
good
cool.
place to shoot a video.
That's actually pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, because I see a lot.
Yeah.
So we were talking at break because you did send me that song, and I listened to it several times, and the only thing that I really wanted was for it to be longer.
We want more song.
I wanted more songs, so I was
I
like,
can't
wanted
tell
to
you
loop
how,
it.
I can't tell you how actually good that feels to hear somebody say that. That's really cool. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, no, but and then you said that's intentional a bit.
It's
So
definitely
let's talk
targeted.
about that.
It's 100% targeted.
Yeah.
When I heard the instrumental, again, it's produced by Mike Parvizzi, Team Beat Supreme. I just immediately loved it, and then that, what I had jotted down in the bus on the way back to the work release it just popped into my head, and I was like, okay, but this doesn't go with it at all. And then I just started stuttering it. It was really odd how it all came out, and then I was like, this is kind of cool, and I got to this point where I still had 40-something seconds maybe at the end of it, and I was like, I could do a whole nother verse or put something here, and then I was like, I'm not going to though.
So you just let the track ride out.
Maybe later.
No,
Wait, no,
it's done. I'm putting
No part two.
Yeah.
more.
I mean, the subject might not be done at all, but that instrumentation and that specific run is definitely it's put to rest. But that was definitely targeted. I get this, as we were talking about, I get this all the time with my friends. Sometimes I do too much on a song, and I'll try and put too many things. I'll let the producer make the beat, and then I'll want to come in and refix it towards the end and have a whole different verse or a whole different style, and it ends up being a super long song. And
super long meaning? Define super long.
Super long, over 3 minutes, 3.5. I mean, once you get to 3 minutes and 15 seconds, that's when people are like, okay,
it's epic.
I'm getting ready to hit next.
Wow.
But if anybody makes it through a song longer than 3 minutes of mine, thank you.
I got a whole new rap career ahead of me because I could never write more than 2 verses. So like
well,
I'm good.
Go.
Like
now's your time to shine.
Album now.
Write a catchy hook in one verse and just put it on something nice.
Yeah.
2 choruses and one verse.
One hook, yeah.
Right.
Just a little sandwich. It's nice and easy. And there's a lot of artists doing it now. It's really odd. I don't know where it came from because I still, like you were talking about, I still have that old school mentality. You need 3 16s and 2 8-bars.
Yeah.
2 8-bar hooks.
And intro and outro, and then you got a 4-minute song.
Yeah, you're looking at 3.5 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So there's a new formula now. What's that?
Short song, super catchy. Say less.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say more of the same thing.
I've heard tracks like just one long verse. That's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's a good track though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not knocking the formula at all because it's working.
No, everything evolves. Everything evolves. And we were kind of talking about what we thought the influences might be. You know, like you were mentioning the fact that the tweets, you know, people don't necessarily sustain themselves through 144 character tweet. So
yeah, that's a huge.
Why are they going to listen to 6 minutes of music?
That's something that, and I'm quoting Wanye on that. As soon as he said that, like it just instantly put it into perspective because D. Reed, my friend and I, we made a whole tape in 4 days, I think. Everything produced from scratch. And we had 4 days, 2-hour sessions each.
Wow.
And we made 7, technically we made 10 tracks, 7 made it to the actual, what we're calling an EP.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all of the songs were over 4 minutes.
They were over 4 minutes?
I want to say over 3 minutes. And it was like, we do this thing in Lost Colony where we send each other all of our music that we've been working on every week. And then Casimir, great writer, really funny guy, he writes a recap. And basically he tells you, he reviews like what you've been working on for the week, everybody in the colony. And he puts it up on the website and sends it through an email. And it's really like it might make or break you. He's really tough. Like it's really funny the stuff he talks about. But if you didn't put your all in on this, he's going to call you out 100%. And
I think we need more of that.
Yeah.
He's like when he first started doing it, I was super behind him on it. Like, yo, don't stop doing this.
Right.
And I'm gonna be honest, like some of it, he's just roasting us, like for no reason.
Right.
For no, like the song's actually nice, but he still is just roasting us, like.
Because he just likes doing it.
Well, he's a great writer, and
Right.
it's really entertaining reading. Seriously, it is.
Right.
It's intellectual, you know, it's witty, it's just really funny.
Right. But he's a critical friend.
Definitely critical. And he's a great artist himself too. One of my absolutely one of my favorite artists.
Have you ever changed a piece based off of what he said?
Yes, definitely. I've changed my whole approach based off what he said.
Wow.
Yeah, he's definitely somebody I look up to. You know, I look up to everybody in Lost Colony. Everybody has, you know, their talents and stuff like that and their niches. But yeah. Casimir is definitely like a super, and he's a perfectionist like me, so he's like real hard on himself as well.
Right.
And I know that's how he is because I know that's how I am. I can see it and hear it in his music.
Yeah.
So it's good that he's doing it for everyone else too, not just himself.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Being
think it's
critical.
good to have people who, I mean, I know personally, you know, I have a couple friends longtime friends that I DJ with and stuff. So it's like the friendly competition part of it, the critical, you know, being critical of it, part of it, and really being able to be honest with each other. Like I will always remember me and my really good friend, DJ Real One, we had a gig and I told him, I was like, you're playing like this underground hip hop stuff. They're not trying to hear that. And he's like, no, I'm keeping it real. I'm DJ Real One. I'm like, yeah, but that's not it right now. And if he ever hears this, I'm sure he'll give me a hard time. Like, man, dude, why you call me out like that? But it was growth for both of us, right? Like, it built the relationship even more, and then it opened up his eyes to that. And we, you know, we've been friends for over 20 years, and to this day still DJ,
Man.
do beats, put music out, all that stuff. Not that I'm trying to self-promote right now. Here.
No?
But no,
I was
mean,
going to
it's
say, we
important.
might have to do something, yeah.
Hey, we got it. We got the setup. So Chicago to Kansas City. So we're all linked up. But yeah, I think it's important to have those people as artists around you to say, yeah, you need to re-record that, or
your surrounding that really that will really make you the people that you have.
It's like what galvanizes you, right?
Yeah,
as an artist, because
definitely.
if you're not mature enough in your art, in your form, in your work, to accept that kind of feedback, then you're still you're just still kind of over here not ready.
Yeah, I mean,
to
you're
put
going
it
to be
out there.
stagnant. You're going to find yourself stagnant if you can't take criticism and feedback, which I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of. already
the interview, is that what you're thinking?
I'm sure. No, I mean, I'm already getting texts, but like KT already texted me like, dude, I'm listening to you right now. You're seriously blowing me out like that.
It's all in love, KT.
Yeah, it's all love. He knows that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, if you can't take criticism and turn it into something good, if you can't see your problem as a challenge, then you're going to find yourself very stagnant.
Yeah, and it just makes you stronger.
Definitely
Makes the piece stronger.
Yeah, and it makes you more confident in self because
Yeah.
you've gone through all these phases of your progression. It's something. It's necessary.
I don't do music anymore. I used to play the piano. What instruments do you play? I didn't ask you that.
Let's see. I play keys a little bit. KT probably wants to call up here and call me out for that. I own a guitar. Kind of play some chords.
I love that you say I own it.
Yeah, I sample it sometimes. Nothing too serious.
Right.
But yeah, mostly everything I do is electronic.
Well, what I was going to say from that was, I don't play music anymore, but I think any practice whatsoever is strengthened by, a community's input. So
Absolutely.
I love that you mention, your community, you name them. Is it an open or exclusive community? Can other people join it if they're like an aspiring artist and they don't have?
You're talking about the colony?
Yeah.
It's a closed community.
Okay.
Like we welcome you to get involved with us and talk to us and read our weekly newsletters
Right.
and stuff like that. Listen to our music, obviously.
Right.
That's what we want you to do. But yeah, no, we're set in stone for
Gotcha.
sure. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. So if you're an artist, find your own community.
Well, definitely come hang out with us. But
Yeah.
Start your own.
Can't have
So,
12 MCs on a song.
Exactly.
Very cool.
I mean, you can try, but good luck.
I can't get past 3 minutes, so it'd be like one line each.
One-liners. Everybody gets a one-liner.
That
One
might
bar.
be interesting.
Like the campfire story? Where you build a story, like one person, each person gets to add a line? Interesting.
That would be interesting.
All right, one last thing you'd like to say about yourself, Joey, because we're going to wrap it up.
LOSTCLNY.com at LOSTCLNY. Lost Colony everywhere. Check it out.
Right.
Joey
And
the Saint.
We'll tag things on the Facebook page, and I just want to take a minute to say thank you for
Thank you.
agreeing to come in and talk
thank you
about
guys
it.
for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right.
And I'll also end with, we're going to play a little Kansas City set as well, so we'll lead off with one of the songs that we played earlier. But we'll also add your stuff to the Crown Crafted segment, which airs every Monday through Friday at 7, from 7 to 8, Monday
Thank you.
through Friday.
Thank
so
you.
definitely keep sending us your music, and we'll keep putting on the platform for
I
you.
appreciate that.
Awesome. This has been Lisa with The Blend on One Kansas City Radio.
You're listening to KONNLP, Kansas City, 100.1 FM. Showcasing and representing Kansas City artists right here on